I was roughnecking on a top drive triple, and then I spent 3 years doing that, and I worked on the pipeline as well, and I just had to get out of that. Like I couldn't do the least objectionable job anymore. I couldn't do it. So I needed to make a serious change, and real estate was the avenue I decided to take. I had decided to leave Alberta. I was done with that. I came back to Aurelia. So when I came back to Aurelia, I bought a property here in what some would say is the worst part of town, but it turned out to be a great move for me. It didn't matter. So I sold my Lethbridge place. I got 90 grand from that deal. So I came back, I bought another property, and then I refinanced the property that I first bought, and then I bought a third property. And then it started for me. It just snowballed from there. The Aurelia market just exploded in a very, very short period of time.
Would you say you saw a doubling in the market?
Yeah, it's insane what happened here. Like duplexes went from under 2 to 450 today.
Right, that's pretty remarkable.
It's insane.
Okay, so once you found that the prices were too high in Aurelia, what did you do?
I found a market where I could continue to use my plan. Right?
Okay. And where was that?
North Bay, Ontario.
Right. Okay. And so what were the first couple pieces you bought in North Bay?
I got a fourplex in North Bay for $312,000, fully rented, that met the 1% rule.
What does one of your North Bay multifamilies cash flow a month? What does it put in your pocket?
Well, the fourplex will give me $1,200 a month, and the triplex will give me $1,000 a month.
Okay, so you're getting over $1,000 per building.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me about another market you operate in aside from Aurelia and North Bay?
And found ourselves in Temiskaming Shores as well. So we do, Aurelia to Temiskaming Shores, Cobalt, Rutherglen, quite possibly Sudbury, but we haven't really moved there yet. She worked for an insurance company, and I had quit my job, and she had the better job out of the two of us. So, I was like, okay, well, here's the plan. The deal is that you procure the mortgages and I'll find the properties. So how did we calculate leaving her job? Well, we kind of just made a magic number, and that magic number was how much did I make in a month with my old shit job. You don't have to edit that. And how much did she make with her job?
Yeah.
So once we cash flowed more than that amount, we felt we were safe enough to have her leave. I look for cash flowing properties in secondary or tertiary markets, and I buy them with hopes of improving them. For example, the seller never, he had a separately metered fourplex, but nobody's paying their own hydro.
Right.
So I bought it and I intend to hold it for a long period of time. And as people transition, I intend to make them pay their own hydro, clean it up, turn it around, make it function properly like a business. I've taken everything that I have and I've put it down on this property. So that right there is really daunting for a lot of people, right? Like you've just taken $60,000. Mm-hmm. Right, and you put it down on this property.
And this is when you just had $60,000.
Yeah, I just had 60. I haven't even gotten used to the $60,000.
Yeah.
I don't own anything because of the $60,000
yeah.
except this property. So now I've spent my sweat equity getting it ready to rent it out. Now someone moves in and now they're trashing it and disrespecting it. So this is a learning curve. This is a process. Mm-hmm. It's not that you become okay with the possibility of somebody wrecking your stuff. You just kind of treat your buildings like they're gonna be okay.
Yeah, okay.
There's nothing you can't fix.
So you don't want to form an emotional attachment to any building?
Absolutely not.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay. What's your favorite part of your career?
Finding.
Okay.
The finding of the deals. I love that. I take that as a win. It's great to find it. Something that works perfectly the way that you want it to work. That's my favorite part. So I mean, you have to have a quick way of assessing whether or not each building is worth spending any time on, right? So I use the 1% rule. Do the rents equal 1% of purchase price? Okay, right? So all the ones that don't go over here, these are all the ones that do. They're worth me spending a little bit more time on, and then you get into the nuts and bolts of those. You also have to build a relationship with money. Like you gotta spend, you gotta pay to play. Like if something needs to be done, you gotta pay for it to get done, right? There's no sense in being a slumlord. You know, in our travels through many multifamily buildings, we've seen a lot of slumlords.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't pay. Like, just get it fixed. And if your properties are running the best they can, then you really shouldn't have anything to worry about. And if a furnace goes, I mean, you should have a backup reserve of cash in order to buy that new furnace. And it shouldn't be a big deal. If you do not have that money ready to go, then you've got to look at the way that you're running this. You know, we found a lender who would work with us on a DTP.
Right.
And that took a while, right? Like to create a relationship with her and her lending organization, and to have enough in a portfolio that she could be like, okay, well, these guys are serious. Like I can see that I won't have any trouble lending to them. And that's the position we found ourselves in by the time we found someone who would let us do that.
Okay.
North Bay there's still hope for North Bay. It's not, but I mean, people are moving fast, but North Bay definitely there's hope. Sudbury, there's hope. If I was a young man and I was to do it all over again, I'd probably move to Sault Ste. Marie.
Okay, are you seeing good deals there?
Oh, it's crazy.
Okay.
It's great, but I would actually pack up and I would move there. And I would start, if real estate is what I wanted to do, I would probably go and set up shop there.